Hello, this is Rita, and this is my very first attempt in making a video on my crafting. I love crafting. It is very soothing for me. One of my rooms upstairs, instead of being a bedroom, is actually a crafting room, and it's very, very junky. I don't have a good organization system, so if you actually have some suggestions, I will be more than ready to hear them. Right now, I just have everything thrown into little boxes. But today, I want to make a holder. I've ordered some cake pops for a treat table that I am going to be making in next week at a wedding, doing for a wedding. Some friends at church. Her colors are gold and teal, and I wasn't able to find anything that I really liked, and what I found was very expensive. And so I decided to make some, and I actually ordered 2 dozen cake pops. And so I have 2 stands here, and I'm going to put a dozen in each and set them up on my treat table. Their colors are gold and teal, so that's why you see a lot of gold and teal here. And so I'm just going to go over what I decided to get, and hopefully my vision will come out to be beautiful. Don't be afraid to ever try your vision, because if it doesn't work, you can always just start over. And so what I have here for my cake pop stands are just some regular utensils and things that I had, some things I had to buy. And so this is of course, an ink pen, because I'm going to be tracing the object onto my phone. My phone, always check your coupons. So I was able to buy this for like $5, and it was half price because I had a 50% off coupon from Michaels. And it's thick enough until when I get finished with it, I can just cut it in half and put half in this and half in this tray. These are just 2 plastic containers I got from a local party store. They're about $2 a piece. And then I also have my bling. I love blinging things up, and I love this bling ribbon. I try to put it on so many things because I love the look. For this look, I also have the golden shreds, and you'll see exactly what I'm going to do with those later. And then in the back, I have just some things that I use for the bridal shower. The fabric on the bottom is actually one of the runners that I used on the table. And then I actually have some teal tulle and some gold flowers in the back. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to use those, but I just want to, you know, kind of decorate it or not. I'll see when I get there. And some glue. This glue is actually the spray glue, the Crafts Bond. I also think I have some E6000 back there. Yeah, I have some E6000. I am more of a glue gun fan, but because these are plastic, I just don't think that the hot glue gun will do well on that. And so I will show you bit by bit as I create my look that I have in my mind. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've taken one of the containers and I put it upside down onto my foam circle. And the circle that I bought is actually a little too big to fit inside of this particular container. And I actually want to make my foam circle a little bit smaller than the container, because I want to kind of put the shreds in between just to give it like more pop. And so the first thing I'm going to do is take my pen and just circle around the foam to get my circle. And then I'm actually going to just take my knife. They have tools for cutting foam, but I have a knife. I just use that. And I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to cut it in half. So when I get done with that, I will be right back. Okay, so I have shaded off some of the circle. And I wanted to show it to you at this point because as you can see, it's very crooked, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's all going to be hidden under the bling. And I just wanted to show it to you because it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. I just took my knife and just sliced around it, and when I get finished I'm just going to slice it in half. The only reason I have the foam inside of the container is because I need something to actually stick the cake pops in. And so this is it. And so I tried it here, and as you can see, it's still a little bit too big. So I'm going to go around again, and I just want it to fit inside of the container and give me maybe a ½ inch on the side so that I can hide it with some pretty things. So I have completed shaving down my circles. As you can see, they fit inside of the containers, and just a little smaller than the containers, which is exactly what I wanted it to be. And if you're asking the question, could I have just bought a bigger container in a smaller circle? The answer is yes. I was just looking for the smaller circle, and I couldn't find it. And they only had, I think it was the 10 centimeters or the 10 inches. So since I knew I could get it half price, I was like, okay, I can make it work. And so that's why I did it this way. But yeah, by all means, you could probably get, it looks like these containers are probably about 8 inches around. And so you can always just maybe buy a 6 inch circle and call it the day. But I still have what I wanted, and I have it at a good price. So far, this is about $9 worth of products. And when I get finished, I can probably make this look for less than $20. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my bling. And so I have, like I said, the spray adhesive and also my E6000, which I absolutely love. And I don't know if you've been able to tell, but I have a sweetheart in the background, and her name is Smokey. And she is actually very sensitive to scents in the room. So since she's here, I'm going to use my E6000 just because I don't want to do anything to harm my bird. I have a crafting room upstairs, but I enjoy crafting downstairs in my family room / kitchen because I enjoy being with my birds. And I also have Sunny, and she's over there just resting. Hi, Sunny. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put my bling on, and as soon as I put my bling on, I will come right back and show you what I have. One thing, I'm just holding this together with my fingers, but I wanted to show you that the bling is actually a little thicker than the container. So that's fine. The bling cuts very, very easily, and so it looks like it might be about 3 or 4 rows higher than the container. And so I'm just going to cut it off, and bling ribbon you can easily make to fit whatever you're trying to do. Before I glue them to the containers, I just wanted to show you the ribbon that I cut off, the pattern. For the very first one, I just kind of fitted it around the container, and I usually just make one out of the original, and then I'll copy it. It's just so much easier. And I do have some scrap because of the width of the container versus the width of the bling tape. And just so you know, I never throw any scraps away. I always keep them because I can always use them for something else. And so I'm getting ready to just apply the bling to the container. So here are the containers with the bling applied. And since I use the E6000, I'm just going to give it a little while to just set. Ideally, you want it to set overnight, but I'm not really asking it to hold anything together other than some bling. So I think I'll just let it set for a few minutes, up to an hour, and then I'll come back and I'll finish my look. This is the look that I had in mind. I'm very pleased with it. I did this one, but since I have two, I can tell you exactly what I did and just show you how to start the second one. The foam is in the middle, and I've decided to go ahead and glue that, just put a couple of dabs of glue on the bottom of that foam and glue it to the actual container, the bottom of the container. The reason I think that's a good idea is because when folks pull the cake pops up, you don't want the foam to come up with it, a whole circle of foam to come up with it. So I think it's a great idea to go ahead and adhere that down to the bottom of the container. And then I just took the golden shreds. I love that look. I stuffed it in the sides just so it could give that bling a little bit more pop. And then the idea is the cake pops will be sticking up through the top of the container, and the guests will have something very beautiful to look at as they're eating their cake pops. And I hope the cake pops come out exactly like I had imagined them. But I will be sure to share that look with you as soon as I can actually present it with the cake pops. Okay? Thank you.